Hello. We're live, Kale.
Oh, we're live?
Yeah, we're live. Don't say anything
Oh,
stupid.
oh
That's your cue
boy.
to say something stupid.
I wish I had something on deck. On
No.
dick. I mean,
Ooh. All right, hey guys. Welcome to the Comics Pals. This time we're doing Pals Polls. This is our weekly Thursday show, where usually four of us, supposed to be four of us.
geez, not
Yeah,
recently.
usually is there's some really strong finger quotes on that usually.
Uh-huh.
But usually at least three. Usually at least three. I can say usually there. But we
I'll
come
give
here
that.
every week to talk about uh, the comics that came out this week. You know,
The old funny books.
the old funny books. Do there any other names for them? Sunday Funnies is
Nope.
strips. The strips had good nicknames. Comic books. You got
I
floppies. You
mean,
got
listen,
funny books.
the strips, that's a good one.
But that's the newspaper strips ones. You know, like they had good
Listen,
nicknames.
it's all baby.
Marmaduke had good stuff, you know, but Batman not so much. Not so much. But we're not here to
Uh,
talk about Sunday funny comic book strips. We're here to talk about comic books.
Guess what? We're not even here to talk about Batman this week.
No, and honestly, wish we were. But yeah, so it's a fifth week. So in the spirit of the fifth week of comics, where nobody puts out anything. That's where they drop the annuals. That's where books that got delayed get slotted to. It was slim pickings this week, guys, but we're still here. We're still here, except for Sean and Marco.
Except for those of us that aren't here.
Yeah. We're still here. Kale and I are still here.
Mm.
But before we talk about which books we're gonna be discussing, I want to talk to you guys about where you can find us. If you want to hear us or view us, you can watch us on YouTube. You can listen to us on any podcast platform. On YouTube, it's youtube.com/the Comics Pals, where you can watch us live every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and every Saturday at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time. You can also catch us on twitch.tv/the Comics Pals. Same place, same time. We simulcast, so whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. I thought so. I realized you were chatting in the YouTube chat, Kale. And
Uh-huh.
I looked at it like on the side. It's on my other monitor, and I thought it said Booger McGee. I'm like, who the hell is Booger McGee?
Yeah,
Um,
that's what my parents named me. Booger McGee.
oh, that's why you go by Kale.
Hale's it's a cover name.
Yeah, gotcha. It's not quite your pen name, which is Jess, but
Jessica Burton.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Good to know.
By the way,
Um,
don't forget Kamen Rider Kuga. Don't
yeah,
forget.
yeah. Yo,
Go buy it.
go for it, Kale. Go for it. We're gonna have
No, that's
plenty of
all.
time this week, so feel free.
You can buy Kamen Rider Kuga Volume 1 at your local comic book store. It's a manga.
We're not the manga pals. What else?
Listen,
You know,
I can't help what
it's
I
true.
worked on, you know.
It's true. It's true.
Um if you're a Kamen Rider fan, this is a big one. If you're a horror manga fan, this is also a good one. A surprisingly good one. There's some dark stuff.
Spooky Kamen Rider.
Yeah. Um, it's funny because the original one. So the way I describe the original Kamen Rider from the '70s, it's it's like Adam West Batman meets Power Rangers, but also Goosebumps.
Oh, interesting. We've talked about Goosebumps on the show, so I like
Somebody
that poll.
somebody described it on Twitter as a hey, what if I put Goosebumps in my a spy western?
That's a lot.
Fuck yeah.
That's a
Fuck
stew of
yeah.
genre.
But Kuga is it's the revamp of the series, and this manga's got quite a bit of horror in it, quite a bit of body horror, but it rules. The next volume of that comes out, I think, sometime in January.
Okay.
The next book I'm working on, Adam, the Beginning, Volume 2, comes out December 13th.
And I just want to plug what I'm working on. I'm working on getting raid ready for World of Warcraft. So
My
you can't really,
mama.
yeah. So you can't really help me out with that one. But guys, we got some books to talk about.
Oh,
You
I've been
do.
talking about books this whole time.
I haven't because I'm still digesting the Chipotle I just devoured right before we recorded. So if I'm low energy, blame pseudo Mexican food. I'm not gonna get to the
My
phone.
allergies have been absolutely killing me.
Yo, same.
We uh we have like a bad mold problem because our landlords hate us.
Well, landlords in
And
general. Yeah.
so I took a Benadryl about 2 hours ago, and I
Oh,
want
is
to
this gonna be the episode where we're just
die.
both of us just fall asleep during the show?
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Why not? I'll just edit it. It's fine. But this week we're talking about the Patreon, where you can find us at the Comics Pals. Patreon.com/the Comics Pals, where Sean posted something this week. I didn't see what it was, and he's not here to talk about it. But we have newsletters every week. One of us puts out a newsletter, and we also put out a Palin Around last week about conspiracy theories and cryptids. I thought we were going to be talking about ghosts and spooky things. It did not go there.
It did not go there.
Definitely an interesting episode. But that's on the Patreon if you guys wanted to check that out. We've talked about food before. We've talked about a lot of things. But yeah, check us out there. It'd be really helpful to support us. Helps us pay the overheads for like hosting and all that stuff. So yeah, if you like us, that'd be great. But in terms of the books that we're reading, we're checking out Justice Society of America, #1. We're also talking about Planet Hulk Worldbreaker, #1. Peter Parker and Miles Morales Spider-Man Double Trouble, #1. And the patron pick on the Discord, everyone was like, yeah, sure, why not Blue Beetle? It's a limited series, Blue Beetle Graduation Day, #1. So, all #1s this week. That's how you know I was the one putting it together.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, let's jump into
Before
the first.
before we jump in, any idea when the third Spider-Man deal will be announced?
Oh, is that a question we're getting in the Twitch?
You know it is.
I have no connection to the film industry. Personally, I have no inside information. So when you find out, we'll find out. Unless you find out before us. Ooh.
Maybe I will.
no
I'm in the film industry now.
True. What the hell are you doing? Why aren't you getting us scoops?
Nobody asked.
That's true. That is true. You want to talk about this JSA?
Yeah, all right.
So, I thought this book was coming last week, and I also thought it was coming the week before. So you've also been like, oh, I want to make sure I want it to be on the JSA episode. I think you said that at least once.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure I've said that.
you are. So JSA #1. This is by Jeff Johns, official friend of the show, with art by Michael Janin, colors by Jordy Blair, and I believe Scott Collins also does a little bit of the interior in these black and white pages. He's at least listed as art somewhere. Huh. They really throw you in
Is that
this
Scott
one, huh?
Collins? Yeah. It's yeah. It's very very caption heavy.
Sure. I believe the term
But
is in media res. We kind of get thrown into some Earth, which Earth we're in, we don't really know. And we are introduced to Helena Wayne. Is it Helena? Helena?
I think it could be whatever you like.
Sure, I'm gonna say Helena. I think that's how the My Chemical Romance song is pronounced. But yeah, we're introduced to her situation, and it's what 36 years in the future. I think is the 30 something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're introduced to her as she's trying to keep the Justice Society of America alive. She's got this real ragtag group of people that are really legacy characters, but they're all villains, really, besides Power Girl. And it's her kind of really trying to maintain that. And then the book takes a turn. It's hard to talk about it without saying what happens, right? Should we just say full spoilers for this?
Full spoilers. It's just us.
Yeah, it's just us. Yeah. So the whole cast that we spent the whole issue being introduced to, they got killed off,
Oh
including
yeah,
Power Girl. Yeah.
they're all bad guys.
Even Power Girl
You
is kind
said
of a
that. Yeah,
jerk
yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
Um, so Kel, your history with JSA is much deeper than mine. I admit I've never read it. It
Okay.
is it's one of those
I
surprising
appreciate
blind
your
spots for me.
confession.
Yeah, it's good to get off that off my chest. You know, it just feels better. Um, yeah. So, is Helena Wayne even like a mainstay with the JSA?
So not no well, Jesus, it's 2020. Not for 70 years maybe. She was one of those that sort of like the adult Dick Grayson who was still Robin. She was one of those that got way retconned in, after uh Crisis on Infinite Earths.
She was an Earth Two
Um
character, wasn't she?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would be on the same Earth as the Earth 2 Superman.
Yeah.
Uh she Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle's daughter, she becomes Huntress, and Dick Grayson stays as Robin, and he grows up and becomes, adult Robin or whatever. Um, and they sort of vanish, when Earth 2 really becomes Alan Scott, Jay Garrick, and the
Sure.
Justice Society
Yeah.
as we know them. You'll see Helena pop up whenever they want to do like a little homage to the future and what Selena Kyle's daughter, will be like. It's usually Helena.
Sure. I think they most recently in the um, Batman Catwoman mini or limited series by Tom King and I think it was Michael Janin, I believe,
No,
and
it was Clayman.
Clayman. Yes, and then it went to Liam Sharp. Liam Sharp, I think, did some of it as well. Clayman had to
Really?
leave like halfway through. Yeah, it's a little kind of a shame. Not to bash Liam Sharp, but just it's very different tonally.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was a bit jarring. But Helena's in that as well, and it almost seems like this character is Earth Prime or Earth One or whatever, and it's just the future really, rather than a multiversal thing. It seems like it's time based, which Jeff Johns has been really playing with time in his own little corner of the DC
Yeah.
universe ever since Flashpoint. Flashpoint Beyond was the thing since he's come back. So
Hmm. Hmm.
I thought this was fun though. Maybe fun isn't the word, but it felt like classic, like the 2010s DC. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. This, even with as little time as we spend in this world, like it felt lived
yeah,
in.
yeah. I mean, Jeff Johns probably one of the best world makers
Yeah.
in comics.
Yeah.
Really,
Do you remember him when we did the interview? Do you remember him saying that Jeff Loeb, one of his pieces of advice was make every page something you would hang on your wall?
yeah, yeah.
I was going through some of this early on, and I looked at, I think, even the first page, and I went, "Damn, yeah."
And I don't think Jeff Johns has worked with Michael Janin before. Um, Janin really kind of working in the Tom King sort of
Yeah.
universe mostly recently. Um, and I really like Michael Janin. I know he could be a little what's the word I'm looking for? He's not everyone's cup of tea.
Art
But
wise,
art wise, yeah. Art
yeah.
wise, I don't know him at all as a person. I can't speak on that. But art
Oh,
wise, yeah, I can. I've the complaints I've heard is that everyone kind of looks the same. It's a little it feels a little digitally rendered.
Polished. Yeah, I could see
Yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Polished in sort of the bad way. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah.
What do you? How do you like it, or do you like it?
I mostly don't have a problem with his
Fair.
art. I find I tend to like it a bit more than I think even someone like Clayman. Uh because I find the softer edges Janin tends to use a little more palatable,
Sure.
if that
Yeah,
makes
it
sense.
is very
They
soft. You're right. Yeah.
they feel a little more real, I
Clayman feels like
guess.
the GQ of Michael
Yeah.
Janin.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, yeah, that's totally fair. I love Jordi Belair in colors. Jordi has especially been working with Michael Janin for a long time, from what I remember. So
Hmm.
it's hard to even remember what Michael Janin's art doesn't look like without Jordi. Um, the turn this book makes, where it's really like this whole issue, we get introduced to this whole new JSA, which is really more of a vessel to explain the importance of the JSA, without really
Yeah.
introducing long-lasting members, and then to like solidify who Helena is. Um, then we get introduced or reintroduced to this villain, who we saw in the the what was it? It was the thing Jeff Johns just recently put out. It was like the not New Frontier. What was it? It was like that one shot where he was introducing all the different concepts he's going to be introducing in his comic books. Where you might not have been there for that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Um,
I
but
yeah,
yeah,
I was trying to figure out if I've seen this guy before, but I don't think I have.
yeah, he was in that. I'm totally blanking on the name of the one shot, but it came out about like 2 3 weeks ago. Um, I don't know who it is, and I like that.
I think it's interesting. Yeah. And especially his power. Even the JSA as we know them, like what are they gonna do? Like they're all old already. Like,
Well, the thing is, we don't even know what JSA we're gonna be getting proper. I mean, unless the cover is any real indication of it. You know, the cover's got what Hawkman, Alan Scott, Jay Garrick, Sandman, Wildcat, the female Wildcat, um, Hourman, and I don't know who that woman is. Guardian, maybe next to Hawkman. That I can't tell. Um, but or not, that might be Hawkwoman actually. Yeah, so I don't know. I kind of my only disappointment really with this is that we don't get to see the JSA who we've been waiting for how long now? 6 years, really?
well, I I wonder if she's going back in time to make whatever right for our Justice Society.
I think it's a bit of that.
Because
Yeah,
it ends and she's in 1940.
it's true, and that was Joaquin Thunder, right?
No, that's Johnny Thunder.
Oh, that's John. See, this is where my Joaquin is the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
modern version. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Jakeem.
Joaquin,
Jakeem.
not like Phoenix. Got it.
So, right. So, Jakeem Thunder is the kid who, the Thunderbolt, what's his name? I don't remember. The Thunderbolt, sort of attaches himself to the Thunderbolt lives in a magic pen that Johnny Thunderbolt, found or something. And so Johnny is the blonde dude next to the Thunderbolt. And he controlled the
Got
genie
it.
and he
Okay.
kind of
Well,
acted as the society's mascot and everything.
interesting. Okay. So we really are at because it was 1940. That's right before World War II. Really kicks off.
Depending on when, yeah.
But this is prime JSA time.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are real JSA hours right now.
Yep.
Um, so yeah. So does this book become, rather than just a traditional JSA comic, more of a trek through time? to then get every
Probably, but
bit of JSA that we could want.
that's pretty standard for a JSA comic, especially a modern one at this point. Like they do all
Fair.
sorts of time shenanigans.
Even Scott Snyder did it in his Justice League. They
Yeah.
went back in time and they got to meet the JSA for a bit. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. I will be definitely checking out issue 2. It just feels good to have Jeff Johns back and DC. It is such a sweet spot for me. It's like comfort food for me. So it
I
just
think,
feels right.
yeah, I think, yeah. I think the thing here is that there's not a ton to work with.
No,
You know, he gives us Helena, and then he gives us a new league society, but there's nothing to them, and then he kills them almost immediately,
it was cool
and
seeing
then
how
she's
they
in
got
the
killed
past.
though. They got killed in really neat ways.
It's like the Scarlet Witch is up in there.
Oh, it did feel like a Multiverse of Madness Scarlet Witch, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah, just the way she's walked in and kills everybody.
Yeah. Is it Rip Hunter who the bad guy is? Could it be Rip Hunter?
He doesn't have powers, does he?
No, but he has control over time. Through the
No,
time
he
stream.
travels through time.
Yeah. Isn't he a Time Lord? I don't know. I haven't even finished Flashpoint
No.
Beyond yet, which I feel like has a lot of the Time Lord stuff in it, or Timekeepers, or whatever the hell they're called.
I know. I can't imagine they're Time Lords.
No, that's Doctor Who. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I would say pull this. I don't even think you need to be a JSA fan to really pull this. I think you just need to like DC, really. If you like DC's soups stuff, this was good stuff.
This is a pull. It's I don't know. I think it's tough to say it's a weak first issue, but I think a lot happens here doesn't doesn't feel consequential at the moment. You know, the everything the issue builds with is torn from it.
Sure.
So, you know, easy first issue hook. We'll have to see where the second issue goes.
Sure. Well, we can definitely go and see what we like about Sakaar. So we're back. Speaking of going back in time, we are going back into the not so distant past with return with to Greg Pak's Land of the Hulk with Planet Hulk Worldbreaker #1, written by Greg Pak, with art by Manuel Garcia. Ramon Box also did some art as well. I'm trying to see who the Cam Smith on inks and Chris Sotomayor on colors. This was a Hulk book for me, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah, do you mean that in the fact that you didn't care about this at all in the same way
exactly.
I did?
Yep. That's exactly how I felt. It's funny. Like my history with Hulk is weird. I remember reading Pak's Hulk during like the genesis of my reading weekly comics.
Yeah.
Was the thing. You know, this is like right post Civil War, or right into like the Initiative era, which is like that's my sweet spot there. It's right before World War Hulk with Sakaar and like the Silver Surfer and shit. And then you had World War Hulk, which the coolest part about World War Hulk was the Illuminati, honestly. But Marvel is doing that thing that they've been doing for the past like 2 years or so, where they're kind of getting these original creators back to do sort of side stories or returns to what made them big. You know, we had I think it really started with like Starlin going back for some more Infinity Blank stuff. Then we had what was it? A lot of Maestro books came out, I think by Peter David as well. And we even had we had a Patch series as well. We have,
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Spider-Man one. There's the Kraven's Last Hunt redo just came out, or is coming out next week or something like that. Um, so it's weird, these weird like greatest hits where people are returning to what everyone loved, and you know what? I bet they sell like crazy. You know what comic
Mm.
fans love? They love nostalgia. They love
Hmm.
going back to when, oh, this is when I liked comics, you know, when they were good, quote unquote. But I would have been okay not going back to this, honestly.
This I don't know if that's what this is. It didn't feel like it to me.
In terms of what? Like in
Uh,
terms of the plot, or in terms
well,
of,
in terms of being that type of book,
oh, it felt like
you
it
know,
for
like
me. Yeah.
I'm reminded of it must have been Peter David on the Ben Riley book. You know, it took place in 1993 or whatever when
Sure. Yeah.
Ben Riley was Spider-Man, and he spends the whole issue whining about Peter Parker.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Those nostalgia books have like a certain um feel to them that feels old and like you can tell. This to me just felt like an excuse to get Greg Pak on a book.
I mean,
I on a Hulk book maybe.
the issue too is like that. This book wasn't that like his original War Hulk in the grand scheme of things. Not that long ago.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, so like maybe it didn't feel like that because it's still technically a modern comic. Um,
yeah.
so it doesn't feel old or feel time locked in a way.
Yeah.
Um, I had issues kind of even following what was going on in this book, to be honest. I didn't know when it
Interesting.
was supposed to take place. Is it
It
during?
it f- it felt uh let me excuse me, good grief. The Sakaar? Is
Sakaar.
that Hulk's son's name?
His son is named Scar. The planet is
Oh, it's
Sakaar.
Scar.
Yeah.
It's Sakaar. Okay. So Scar, his stuff to me felt modern.
Yeah,
It
that
felt
that
like
is. Yeah,
it could be happening now.
it is. He showed up in Gamma Flight, which was written by
Right.
Al Ewing, which was great.
Right. Tremendous.
Yeah.
The uh Planet Hulk stuff was happening in the future.
Was it the future? I would see. I was having trouble placing it, to be honest.
1,000 years from now. Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess I didn't read that part, but I just found it cookie cutter. And it feels like anytime we go back to those old man Logan worlds, you know, it's like, oh, show a young character, show someone with legacy, and then we get to see our main character in this new setting. You know, it's
I
just
can I can sort of see that with this. I don't necessarily want to go down the same road you it sounds like you are with it. I didn't not understand it
sure.
that much. Um but I also didn't particularly care for it. So
Yeah,
like
maybe that's
I don't,
why I didn't understand it too. Is like I just wasn't jiving with it.
yeah.
You know, it's just like I don't care to catch up to what it's trying to tell me.
Do you who's the oh god, who's the old Hulk sidekick? Rick
Rick Jones.
something.
Rick Jones. Yeah.
Rick Jones. Is Amadeus Cho the new Rick Jones?
You would think so, but we haven't seen Amadeus Cho in forever. So I think he was, you know, especially during Greg Pak's run. I think he was meant to be a more modern,
Yeah.
a modern Rick Jones who had agency for once. You know, because Amadeus
Yeah.
Cho was, you know, super smart. He
Hmm.
shows
Hmm.
up in this as a grown man, right? That's him,
An old
Grandpa Cho.
gr- Grandpa Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, we see him in this, but like that just feels like Greg
Cholk.
Pak just wanted to put his baby in the book. Because it doesn't even feel like Amadeus Cho, honestly.
I mean, but again, it's 1,000 years later. Like,
I guess, but like
how much of your personality will carry over a
that's true.
thousand
That's true.
years?
I'm a different person than I was a year ago at this point. Um, yeah, it just I don't know. Pac. I used to really like Greg Pak stuff too. I used to be a big fan, but not ever since I would say like his run on like Agents of Atlas, where it was introducing a lot of those like manga characters into the main Marvel universe.
Yeah.
I just haven't really been feeling it. It feels very kind of run of the mill, you know, or I was used to him like creating these great characters. Like even his Silver Surfer stuff was great. Um, but yeah, this really didn't do anything for me. The art was muddy.
It
I
felt
don't.
it felt like Finch.
But I like Finch is the thing. Um, Manuel Garcia, did he work on the Hulk stuff? I'm looking that up right now. He worked on Planet Hulk World. Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. No, he doesn't even look like to be. Well, I mean, he's a classic Marvel artist, but didn't really work on the World War Hulk stuff. Interesting. Um, yeah, it's. I wasn't feeling
It,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
I couldn't tell you what happened. I couldn't. The stakes aren't there, and that's another issue that I have, and maybe it's just a me issue, not really an issue with the books. But it's when you do these like side books where it's like, all right, we have a Hulk book that's by Donny Cates and Ryan
Brian
Ottley right
Otley.
now, for a little bit at least. Um, and like you're gonna put out this side book that doesn't really matter in terms of continuity. It's continuity loose. It feels like a placeholder for a comic book shop, wall. Just to be like, oh, you like Hulk? Here's a Hulk book.
Yeah, and there's no Hulk in it.
Yeah, it's true.
Like
The
like
most hulking out
they
we get is
spend
a backup story about Scar.
yeah, and we get to see Amadeus Cho sort of become
Ugh.
the Hulk. Yeah.
Technically,
It just
he's called Brawn now. I think still, um, and he's like always kind of hulked up and buff, but he retains all his
uh,
knowledge. I don't know.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
I don't even know if that's current
Yeah.
anymore because I haven't seen him in a while. But
This
yeah,
this this feels like a regular example of a Hulk story
yeah.
in the not good way.
Reading these is why I loved Immortal Hulk so much, because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it wasn't this, you know.
Yeah.
This feels like a huge step backwards in terms of like just the Hulk as a character. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would not pull, not my
Yeah,
not my
pass.
bag. Yeah, it's a pass for me. Let's talk about something a little lighter.
Quickly,
Oh, you want to talk about
Dave
Hulk?
Lothar says, keen to see where Justice Society goes. So many characters to give screen time. Really feel for Michael Janin. Good review. Thanks, Dave.
Hey, that's three people now that liked it. So pick it up,
Listen, it's a
guys.
good book.
If you guys actually went out and read Planet Hulk World Breaker, first of all, sorry. Second of all, let us know what you think. Um,
Did
but
you
let's
like it?
talk about something else instead.
Tell us why.
So, Peter Parker and Miles Morales, Spider-Man Double Trouble #1. This is by Marco Tamaki with art by Gurihiru. Gurihiru is a art duo, I believe, that work on a lot of things.
Oh, is that
I
right?
think I think most notably, if you are more of a Marvel reader, they worked on, I believe it was, oh, it just escaped me. They're currently working on Jet the Land Shark, the Marvel Unlimited series. They worked on Gwenpool, and they also did work at DC for Superman Smashes the Klan.
Yep.
It's probably their
Yep.
biggest thing. They're also working on I think they're working on like a Haunted Mansion thing for Disneyland Tokyo right now too. So that's just a thing I know. Um, but I'm a big Gurhier fan. So once I saw they were working on some more Spider-Man stuff, and there was like a jumping on point for it, I was like, you know what? I might need a palate cleanser this week. This seems like a great one. And honestly, it kind of was. This felt like just candy to me. It's not deep. There's not much to get. It's very Saturday morning cartoon show, but it was good for what it was.
Less than that.
Yeah.
If you if you told me this was from the new Spidey and his amazing friends or whatever, like this was a tie-in comic to that, I'd be like, oh yeah, okay.
especially when they name drop Ghost, where I'm like, oh, they're talking about Ghost Spider, which is Spider
Oh,
Gwen.
word!
That's
I didn't
like
even
her.
see that.
Yeah, they name drop Miles name drops. Oh yeah, I spoke to Ghost, and I'm like, oh, we're really sticking with that Ghost Spider name, huh? Okay.
I hate that name. It's so
Yeah, I don't like it
stupid.
at all either. It makes no sense. Um, but I thought this was cute. You know, it almost feels like more like a web comic, or almost like
Yeah,
a collection of newspaper strips too. Like I feel like this could be
yeah,
sequentialized in a strip format, and it would still work the same way.
easy.
Um, yeah, I think this also feels like a good one where like sure Planet Hulk could go to the guy who thinks comic books were the best in 2007. This feels like this could go to any kid who just likes Spider Man. Whether it's Miles, whether it's Peter, and I love how like they're just have double billing now at this point. They're almost as popular as each other. Um,
Almost.
Almost. Well, one season in live action, it'll be there, but. Yeah, what you think? You someone who's a little hot and cold on modern Spider-Man.
I mean, it was fun, like you say, but it didn't really
There's
do anything
there's
for
not
me.
much to talk
Like,
about with this one, to be honest.
yeah, it's fine. It's good. It was an enjoyable romp.
if
Uh, that's about it.
if you have a kid, like if you have a kid, or you have like a nephew or a little brother, pick this up. It's like super easy to get into. It's a little goofy. I'm sure kids would find it funny. It was like not laugh out loud funny. It was more like smirk funny for me. But it there's some funny sight gags in this that maybe kids would like.
Kid would enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Uh, the goddamn Batman says Gurihiru did the Avatar comics for Dark Horse.
Really? Okay,
Oh,
which
the Last
Avatar are we talking
Airbender,
about?
probably.
See,
Yeah, surely the
whenever
last.
anyone mentions Avatar, I go straight to the Navi.
I have started that too, and I was like, "Whoa, there."
Media pipeline's getting you, huh?
I guess.
Although I do want to see what Guru Hero looks like drawing Pandora. Seems very
Probably
antithetical
not
to that
too.
world.
Yeah,
But yeah, if Batman, if you recommend that, let our listeners and viewers let them in on that. I know we have a lot of people that have watched and liked The Last Airbender. I love the movie, but
they're real. No,
no,
that's
it's
not
not
real.
real. I'm a Shyamalan fan, but not that one.
An Avatar RPG book just came out. Do you know about this?
So you said that again, and I'm like, oh, you mean the
The
Avatar?
Last Airbender. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I was thinking of because there is a blue person Navi Avatar MMORPG coming out as well. That looks pretty interesting.
Really?
Yeah, full on
Huh.
multiplayer shooter RPG game. Let's see where that goes. It's in very early
No,
stages, but
no thanks.
um, I can't wait to actually see the. Geez, Batman, you got me more excited for Avatar than this actual book. But there's not much to this book, so let's vamp. Um, I'm gonna paint my face blue for that Avatar movie when I go. I'm ready.
That's Blueface. You can't do that.
Is that offensive to blue people?
Yeah,
Maybe I'll consult.
and people
I'll talk to
holding
my
their
blue
breath.
friend. I got a friend who's blue. We'll see. We'll see. I don't want to go that far, but it might be fun to show up to a theater like that. Any other thoughts about this? Do you like these little green? What are these friggin' disembodied testes? What's going on here?
This it's the trouble with tribbles. That's all this.
Oh,
That's
all
all
it
the
was.
story
Yeah,
is.
that's true.
That's it.
Yeah.
Once I saw that and figured it out, I went, "Oh, okay, I know what this is." And I
Tribbles
went,
with teeth.
"I don't need to do this
I
anymore."
I do like so one bit that I liked about this is that Peter Parker is super incompetent and Miles is actually kind of more competent than Peter is. Sure, it's a bit of a cliche sidekick, superhero kind of dynamic where the sidekick's the one actually doing the work, like a quick draw McGraw and what was his
Oh yeah,
Louis something
I don't remember.
Baba Louie. I think it's like Baba
No,
Louie.
I don't think it's that.
I'm pretty sure it's Baba Louie. Hell yeah, right. It's Baba Louie. Baba Louie.
Wow.
That is what's up here. That's I gotta put that on my dating profile. Can name obscure Hanna-Barbera characters. That'll surely get me a date. Want to talk
Really
about the
wow
next
the
book?
ladies.
You want to speak Spanish? Do you know any
Uh,
Spanish?
I know a little Spanish.
Enough to read this book?
Nope.
So we're talking about Blue Beetle Graduation Day #1. This is the team of writing by Josh Trujillo, art by Adrian Gutierrez, with colors by Will Quintana. I believe this is one of the what was it? The DC bracket tournament thing. I don't know if
Oh
this
yeah.
one won, but it was one of them that was getting good traction. I have always wanted to read and like a Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle book.
Mm.
Haven't gotten there yet. And this one was okay. I think there is a good hook towards the end, but I thought this issue was a little all over the place.
It's we talked about something being cookie cutter before, and that's what this felt like to me.
Sure, yeah.
Oh,
Beetle-shaped
I'm a
cookie.
teenage superhero. I'm in high school, and guess what? I'm the Blue Beetle. And
And
I'm late for graduation.
it's a very cookie cutter first issue, and like we're like it doesn't get any room to breathe.
Yeah.
Where like we talked about the first issue of JSA with Helena, like it's really more of a focus on Helena, and it builds the world around her. This is really like Jaime going from place to place to person, bing bang boom. And sure, his character is kind of getting tired of all this moving around, and maybe that's why I was tired of it. Really put me in his shoes there, but it's fine. But I don't know if this is. I believe this is a standard Blue Beetle thing, but like there are multiple other types of beetles, right? The Reach are
So this, to my knowledge, didn't. This wasn't around until the Young Justice cartoon.
really okay. That's what I know it from. Yeah.
Because I started with Blue Beetle around his first appearance, or Jaime Reyes around his first appearance in Infinite Crisis. With I think Cully Hammer
Sounds about right.
Hamner
Hamner. Yep.
did some work. I think he may have even been like the original creator of Jaime Reyes. I really enjoyed that stuff. But I think it's just he's never gotten off the ground.
I agree. I agree. And it's the character that I think is rife for it. I mean, we have a movie coming out soon with him, which is wild that's
Hopefully.
coming out. Yeah, hopefully.
But it wasn't until the Young Justice cartoon that he sort of got this plot line of other beetles and other, aliens, the Reach
Yeah.
coming to take over, Earth and invade or whatever. It wasn't until that cartoon 4 or 5 years later that was put down, and I think this is the first appearance of the Reach in comics.
I'd have to look it up, but I can't argue that at all.
Um,
I think the Reach.
if you have a concept that's based on a color, Blue Beetle, Green Lantern, man, forget it. I'm in.
That's what I was going to ask you, because I think Blue Beetle is a perfect character to introduce, the whole like, and correct me. Feel free to correct me, because I know I will be needed to be corrected on this. Sentai sort of thing going on with like a DC Comics, like a Kamen Rider, or what they're doing Radiant Black. The fact that there are these multiple Beetles with different colors, different costumes, that are all kind of the same with different colors. there's a team there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's a book there that can sell. It is a genre in and of itself that I think would be great in the DC universe.
Yeah, I absolutely think you're right. How they would pull that off, I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither.
But DC, I'm your guy. Um, Me and Jordan Gibson on that book. Oh, can you imagine?
Oh,
I can.
what's he up to? Concept art at this point?
No,
Storyboarding?
he did a couple of episode of the couple issues of the Batman Adventures comic.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
continuation of the show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So no, he's blowing it up. He's famous now.
Yeah. So stuff's good. Stuff's good. But yeah, so I think this is where that book's going, sort of. Hopefully, it's really introducing the color core of Blue Beetles or types of beetles with the Reach. So while I wasn't really hyped on this issue, I am interested to see where it goes. This might be one where like I don't keep reading it, but I'll listen to the buzz, and if it sounds good, maybe get into it. I thought the art by Adrian Gutierrez was fine. You know, it didn't blow my socks off, but it did some cool stuff when Blue Beetle actually got to run around, and like the way his costume changes is a good way of interpreting it. There's like it's like always in like half transformation when he does it that I liked.
Yeah, yeah. Some of his facial expressions are a little weird, and I
Superman, wasn't
can't
it?
necessarily. Some of
Yep.
Superman, some of just like some of it is a little cartoony, which is good. It leans toward a style like when we first see Superman at Jaime's house.
With the
That
elotes.
last
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that last panel of Jaime bugged out. Um, that was cool, and it added like an extra layer of style and lightheartedness to
Sure.
the book.
Yep.
But then, sort of, yeah, Superman himself a little later.
He looked Cuban. Like the way it was even colored was like, oh, this is interesting. Um,
Yeah,
one thing we should mention too, at least two or three of the pages were fully in Spanish, without translation. So that
yeah.
I thought that was interesting. I applaud the use of that. Um, I didn't know what was going
Mhm.
on in those pages. I can take a guess. Like that's where the art really needs to be on point.
Yeah,
Because you need to
and
get
it
the body
was.
language. Yeah, I was able to
I
understand what was happening without reading it. Yeah,
Yeah. Uh, yeah, which is fine. I personally would have liked the translation just so I'd know what's going on, but like you say, the art did it, so I'm not mad about it.
when you got there, I'm curious to see your thought process. Did you keep reading the Spanish, trying to pick out words, or as soon as you saw it was
No,
Spanish, you were like, nah, okay, I'll just look at the art.
no, I went. Oh, it's Spanish. Well, I don't know Spanish, and I just kept going.
Okay, yeah, same. Even though I'm half Puerto Rican, I'm freaking New York Puerto Rican, which means
Josh, Josh,
I'm
you know I don't
third
speak
third
Spanish.
generation New York Puerto Rican, which means I don't know any Spanish. Sorry. Maybe I can hear it. I can understand if you yell it at me. I can force myself to, but definitely not reading it.
I'm the whitest guy on this podcast. I don't speak Spanish.
That's true. We should get you a trophy that says that.
The whitest guy on this podcast.
Yeah, yeah. But that's Blue Beetle, and those are the books this week.
Pass or pull on Blue Beetle.
Trade weight, I think. Think about trade weight.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think this smells like a book that the Discord will keep reading, and we'll decide whether or not I jump back on.
Yeah, yeah.
Which they have done
the
before.
the thing is, like, there are a lot of Blue Beetle Jaime Reyes fans out there. There really are.
Yeah.
But it feels like the creators, any creators who's ever been attached to him, can't nail it down.
It's also like they never attach like it's always like a new creator book. It's never big name creator jumps on, Blue Beetle.
Yep.
Which maybe they have to do that, Maybe that's how you get the character big, so then you can do those new creators doing it. Where then the character gives the creators the rub. It's like, yeah, and like Jaime's costume is probably one of the best modern superhero costumes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is just amazing, and I want to see more. I mean, plus, like I'm half Puerto Rican, so it is nice seeing like a Latino character, even though I can't understand it. But that's seeing yourself in media is great. But yeah, trade weight, I think.
Batman says he wants a John's run on Blue Beetle.
I would like a John's run on any character.
Yeah, I'll
he,
take
he,
that.
he
I won't
seems
be
to
mad
get
about that.
characters. So let's talk about what we're going to be reading about next week, because Comics Tag was Marco, and Marco got the swift kick of corporate world, booting him off the show today. So
Mm.
um, we'll get to his
Did he
Comics Tag
not?
next week.
Oh, did he not send in his thing like he said he was gonna?
No, I never got it.
What a
Let's do it next
what
week.
a
Well, let's do it next
piece.
week.
What a piece.
But we do have some books. So next week, books are coming back next week, because there was a lot when I was looking through it. A lot of big ones coming
Yeah.
out. But for me, I want to check out Dark Web #1. Here's why. Magic. I love Magic. Love the character Magic. So this is a X-Men, Venom, Spider-Man event book. Which X-Men and Spider-Man, I don't really see them interact much. It almost feels
No.
weird seeing them in an event specifically together. Like this is Spider-Man teaming up with the X-Men to fight Chasm, which is evil Ben Riley now, and the Goblin Queen, which, hey now,
You're an all-star.
two two clones really. So this is kind of a clone story too, because Madeline Pryor and Ben Riley are probably the two most famous clones in Marvel. So there's your through line, I guess. But even more Spider-Man next week. The new issue '1 of Miles Morales Spider-Man by Cody Ziegler and Vincentini. I think it's Federico Vincentini. I really like Vincentini's art, so I'm excited for it. And that's a kick-ass cover. And I miss Miles, so that's all I gotta say about this. It's a big Spider-Man week next week. Kale, you want to check out Gargoyles #1, and I do too.
Oh, yeah, come on. The worst part about this announcement is that it's a Dynamite book.
It's always like okay.
Yeah. But the good news is y'all have 36 covers to pick from, so um I don't know. This looks cool. It's a continuation of the show, written by what's his name? Greg Weisman, I think. And with art by George Camday, or however you say his name.
And we showed some of the
Um,
art when they announced like all the different
Yeah,
covers they were
yeah.
doing on the show proper. Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. I I still think about the Christmas I got all Gargoyles toys.
Ooh, you get
Best
Brooklyn?
Christmas I've ever had.
Did you get Brooklyn, or did they?
I got them all, man.
Oh, I was gonna say like if you didn't, then you could be like, where Brooklyn at? But
Sorry.
this is a joke.
I don't
This is
get
a
that
very New
reference.
York joke. Never mind. Never mind. Let's talk about your other pick, which was Know Your Station.
Yeah, so this is a new boom, I think.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah. A new boom by written by Sarah Gailey with art by Liana Kangas. And the synopsis goes: the wealthiest people in the solar system abandoned Earth for a private sanctuary in space, leaving the rest of us to die amidst cataclysmic climate change. But the 1% won't be safe for long. A murderer is on the loose, specifically targeting the super rich.
Good.
Soon, Elise, an employee of the billionaire space station, is wrapped up in a deadly investigation, with each issue featuring a new, diabolically different kill. I when I read that synopsis the first time, I sort of, I don't know, I didn't roll my eyes. I didn't want to be too disrespectful, but I went, okay, because it's like the third or fourth book I've seen that's come out that's like, oh, the super rich are doing this. And okay, is that where we are? This
is.
one,
Yeah.
this one though got me with the murder hook and the investigation hook. So I'll give this a try.
And Liana Kangas in art is great. I've seen her stuff before. It's really good. And if it means I get to see rich people again, and never mind. Let me not dig myself. But
But I also think it's a Boom creator owned,
mhm.
and they they've got kind of the hot hand, as Sean would say,
They're kind of going through a
with
boom.
creator owns right now. So hey,
Hey, creator owned boom boom. Oh, that's that's something else.
mm,
That's something else. But those are the books. Those are the books this week, and those are the books we're reading next week. If you guys, if you know like this week what you want us to talk about next week, let us know. Like you can let us know right away. We usually
hit
post.
us.
I try to get the post out on Monday nights, usually maybe Monday afternoon, for what we're reading that week, just so you can not pick one of those for your pals poll, for your listener pick. Sorry, but if you know now, just friggin' throw it out there. You know, we're down
We'll
to
take
kind of
it.
see. What's that?
We'll take it. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
take
Well,
it.
I mean, we will. What is the one that we were like, oh boy? I think it was a Matt pick once. Where Matt picks. Sometimes we need to look through.
Yeah.
It needs to be some moderation there. But otherwise, feel free. Throw some weird stuff at us. Don't make it depressing. Don't go to like the bottom of Midtown Comics list and pick that book. This might be hard to get. But yeah, those are the books. That's a show. That's a show, guys. We'll have more people back next week with a little more energy, who aren't
We'll see.
horribly congested. Are you congested as well, Cal? I'm messed up today.
Uh, I'm doped up, so I'm no
Dang,
longer congested.
dang. So you got about one full pal out of this whole episode. You got
Yep.
two halves.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll see you Saturday. I don't know what we're talking about this week. Oh yeah. Oh, we have an interview coming up.
Mm,
Yeah. So we have Alex Packnadell should be on Saturday show. If you have
that's
questions,
right.
throw them in the Discord.
I imagine we're going to talk about his new book, which I definitely know the name of.
This is how you know we don't normally host.
Nope, it's
It's
not any of
all
those.
against all.
All against all.
Yep.
The yeah, the soft pitch for that one is Tarzan meets a predator or alien.
Yeah, pretty much. I like it.
Uh, it sounds
That's
good.
a
Yeah.
solid pitch. Yeah.
Have you read it yet?
Not
We'll
yet. It's going to
probably
be
we
on
probably
when I have energy to read. Yeah.
yeah, we have I believe we have a review copy. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Casper Wingard on art as well, and
Yeah.
that dude killing it. So
He
yeah,
did
that'll be Saturday show.
he did Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. Is that right?
Believes that's more your alley. I didn't walk
With
down
Kieran
there.
Gillen?
Yeah.
I think so.
But yeah, if you have questions, we'll probably talk about some more other news this week. I know Marvel's doing some stuff right now in Brazil for their. I think we finally saw MODOK, so that's a thing.
No thanks.
Okay. All right. So we'll see you Saturday, guys.